a time in everyone's life where they meet their one true love, their soulmate, the person that's going to know and love them for the rest of their lives. That moment came for Dave 30 years ago when he met me. Good evening, everyone. Wow. All of your hard work has finally paid off. Well, thanks to each and every one of you for being here to help celebrate. I'd just like to mention how beautiful most of you look tonight. Thanks for putting in the effort. Speaking of beautiful, our bride Rosie looks absolutely stunning. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Matt, Dave's younger brother and his best mate. And Dave, I'd just like to say that it truly is an honor to be standing up here as your best man. Anyway, Dave and I, we met in the early 90s. Whew. Sorry, this is my first time doing a speech in a while. I used to sleep through those public speaking classes in college. But college, that is where Rose and I first met before Dave. And that is where Rose and I were roommates during our super senior college year. So yes, I'm the actual reason that Dave and Rose met. Going into our super senior year at Kutztown University, I asked my friend Nick Chubb if he needed an extra roomie. We ended up getting a spot with 3 guys, and then he asked me, "You don't care if we have a girl live with us, right?" Of course I didn't care. That girl was Rose. So it was the boys and Rose, all in a house with 1 bathroom, with a shower that was 1 square foot. The shower nozzle was so high up that Rose needed a stepping stool in the shower every time she showered, which was probably about, 2 times a month? I love you. Anyway, a couple weekends went by, and Dave would come up to party it up with the boys. And about the third weekend in, Rose came up to me and was like, "Hey Brown, your brother's coming up this weekend." I looked at her confused and said, "What?" This was news to me. I hadn't spoken to Dave that week. And then it hit me. Oh, Dave and my roomie have a little crush going. And then Dave invited Rose to a wedding about 3 days later, and the rest was history. Yup, Dave fell for my roommate. The girl whose room was covered wall to wall with tapestries, had a smelly old pug, and slept on a mattress on the floor with no box spring and 500 pillows. Sorry. I'm very excited to have 3 of my brothers join the family. Most Romano bros were at Dave's bachelor party up in the mountains, and I'd like to believe that they saw a different side of Dave with all of his friends, and they most definitely learned a lot during the storytime session we had with everyone sharing a crazy or embarrassing story about Dave. I won't get into any of those. Maybe AJ would have told 1 or 2 if he didn't get rejected from giving a speech tonight. So a little bit about Dave. Dave can be very competitive. He's the most passionate person I know when it comes to the things he loves. I've seen him almost cry talking about how much he loves hockey. Anything he wants to do, anything he does, he wants to be the best. Sometimes that competitiveness will bring out our famous brother fights. But we both know at the end of the day, we have each other's back no matter what. We have an ongoing joke with all of our friends that Dave is always the one who tries too hard. I've always been the one to stir his pot the easiest. For example, one time while playing hockey at a local outdoor rink, I was getting on Dave's nerves while on different teams. I kept making jokes and getting him aggravated. Eventually, one series down the rink, while Dave was stomping by on his skates, we collided and were lying next to each other. Dave, very angry with me, continued to smash my head into the concrete floor multiple times. So yes, we have our moments. And Dave, I apologize for antagonizing so much, but it's just too easy and funny. Just know that I do it all out of love. In league games, you know I'll be the first one in that pile to help you out when you start a fight. I will always be there for you. Yeah. Growing up, I always wanted to be like Dave. Do this one.
You got it, Matt.
I always kept an eye on the things he'd do. We were always best buddies. Dave play hockey, I'll play hockey. Dave plays Pokemon, I'll play Pokemon. Dave listens to scream music, I'll listen to scream music. Dave films crazy videos with his friends, I'll film crazy videos with my friends. Dave wears a stupid polo shirt with a plain white long sleeve t-shirt underneath. Well, you know damn well what I'm gonna be wearing that year. That stupid polo shirt with a plain white long sleeve t-shirt underneath. It wasn't until after high school and some college that I noticed Dave start to follow some of my styles and mannerisms. And that was pretty cool to see and all perfectly fine with me. We've shared so many epic trips all over the world. Peru, Southeast Asia, Costa Rica, cruise trips, ski trips, national park trips. I even got to watch you guys propose in Colorado on my birthday. That sounded better. One day. You're always coming in the clutch to help out with ski passes to Blue Mountain or discounted trips to EF Tours when I help chaperone. But those trips, even though I'm getting a crazy discount, those trips have brought us together like no other. And those trips, those conversations, those moments, I will cherish forever. So now that you're married, please save a trip with me every once in a while. I'll even happily do one together as a family. But I would try not to overstay my welcome like I did in Collegeville for 3 years. Yup, bros just could not get away from me. With that, I'm sure I'm missing a ton, but I promised Dave I wouldn't go for too long so we have plenty of time to get our dance on once and for all. So please raise your glasses. I don't have one. I wish you two nothing but success in all that life brings. Seeing you two to get together truly does look complete. I love you both so much. Congrats.